What secret would ruin your life if it came out? For 16 years, I was Mr. Kirby, the chemistry teacher who made bad dad jokes and helped kids with their homework after school. My classroom always smelled like metal and rubber from all the experiments. Kids thought the worst thing about me was my terrible puns about periodic table elements, but that wasn't true. 10 years before I became a teacher, I was running underground labs making synthetic drugs. I wasn't some street dealer. I was the guy who designed new compounds to stay ahead of federal regulations. My specialty was tweaking molecular structures just enough to make them technically legal until the law caught up. I was really good at it. Too good. One night, our main lab had an accident. Chemical explosion. One of my crew members, this kid named Tyler, who was barely 20, died instantly. The heat melted half his face off. I still remember the smell. That night, I packed everything I owned into my car and drove 12 hours away. Changed my name from Kevin Walsh to David Kirby. Got my teaching certificate. Started over completely. For 16 years, nobody knew. I graded papers, taught stoichiometry, chaperoned school dances. My biggest worry was whether the coffee in the teacher's lounge was fresh. Then Lucas died. Lucas was this smart kid in my AP chemistry class. Always cracking jokes, asking good questions, staying after to help clean up lab equipment. Reminded me of myself when I was young, before everything went wrong. He overdosed on a Friday night, some new drug that was hitting the local high school scene. When the news broke on Monday, I felt sick. But Tuesday morning, when the police came to school asking teachers if we knew anything about synthetic drugs in the area, I nearly had a panic attack because they showed me the chemical breakdown of what killed Lucas. I recognized it immediately. It was my old formula. Not exactly the same, but close enough that I knew someone had gotten hold of my work and was copying it. The small changes they made actually made it more dangerous. Lucas died because of something I created 10 years ago. I couldn't sleep for weeks. Every time I walked into my classroom and saw his empty desk, I wanted to throw up, but I couldn't go to the police. If they ran my fingerprints or did any real investigation, they'd figure out who I really was. So I decided to handle it myself. I started watching, following kids after school, listening to conversations, checking out local hangout spots. I felt like a total creep, but I had to find where this stuff was coming from. 3 weeks later, I found him. Guy named Brad who used to work in my old crew. He was selling to high school kids outside the mall, and when he saw me, his face went white. "Kevin Walsh," he said, grinning. Or should I say, Mr. Kirby. He'd been tracking me for years, waiting for the right moment to use what he knew. "Here's the deal," he said. "You help me improve the formula, make it more potent, and I keep your little secret. Or I call the school board tomorrow and tell them exactly who their favorite teacher really is." I told him I'd think about it, but I was already planning something else. The next week, I agreed to meet him at his apartment to discuss formulas. I brought a small vial of something I'd cooked up in my garage, colorless, odorless gas that would kill someone in about 3 minutes if they inhaled enough of it. I told him I'd found a way to make the compound more stable. While he was looking at my fake notes, I broke the vial under his coffee table. He died thinking he was having a heart attack. Police ruled it an overdose from his own product. Case closed. That was 8 months ago. Lucas would have graduated by now. Every time a student makes a joke about Breaking Bad in my class, I have to leave the room.